Hey guys, Avatar here, welcome back. I'm gonna do some more Wildstar content now. We're gonna do a quick little walkthrough, first couple levels. I feel like I spent way too much time on the first couple levels, so this actually might be beneficial to a lot of people just starting out, instead of spending, 3, 4, 5 hours in the first couple levels figuring out the lay of the land. You might just want to watch this video. So, a few things that might be obvious, but trust me, they're not to a few people. You want to make sure you select your side, the Exiles or the Dominion, as well as your race. We'll go with the Draken, whatever you want to call it. Gotta make sure you pick your class. Those are the pretty obvious ones, right? Thing is, the path. A lot of people skip on the path. I don't know why, but you can go ahead and make sure. We're gonna pick Settler for this one. You can do a whole bunch of different customizations here. I'm not gonna for the purpose of this video. Go ahead and make your name, and let's just jump right in and see how fast we can get to level 3. So the game is kind of puts you into tutorial mode for the first couple levels. And I'm just going to skip all these cutscenes. And then it kind of does a starting zone. So I think I'm going to do the tutorial and the starting zone in 2 different videos. So the basic navigation of this game is much like most MMOs. So as soon as you get off in the bat, you want to talk to her, hit F key. That's your hotkey to kind of talk to people. Go ahead, just click yes through all those nice little buttons and go right down here to the left, where we are going to go ahead and interrogate some suspicious citizens. You can right click on objectives, or you can hit F. F is kind of the go-to key, so makes things a lot quicker. There is a sprint bar in this game, as you can see, so that will be your friend in the first couple levels trying to get through everything. Once you interrogate the citizens, you do it to Shifty, the main citizen, and then over to this nice little area right here. Now, a good and bad thing about this game right off the bat, as you can see, it's pretty visually appealing, but everything kind of blends in at first, right? It's hard to kind of differentiate things that you need and things you don't need. I feel like that is like most MMOs, though. Everything kind of looks like you can interact with it, but you can't. So now we're going to go to the Emperor. Here we're going to level up. In a few seconds here. Gotta take the tram. Board the tram, as it were. Another nice little cutscene. I wish that they didn't really make you do this little area every time. Now, this is probably like the 10th time I'm doing this, so once you get that tram, you're going to go ahead and you're going to find Mr. Mundo. I've played too many League of Legends lately. Mundo Zax. Your little furry chihuahua friend here. Now it's telling you to go around and hit these little cerebral things. This is what I don't get. Like, what is this really adding to the game? Like, this is just kind of busy work that's a little bit annoying. I guess maybe it's worth it the first time around just so it gets you used to the movement and everything, but overall I think it's just annoying after you do that. As soon as you talk to him, talk to this guy, gives you a weapon. To get your inventory, you just click I, equip your weapon. You're going to want to avoid all these traps. I guess they're trying to get used to environmental hazards for you. And we'll kill a few of these guys. Now, don't be like me and be like, where's all the auto attacks? Because, you know, I'm an auto attack kind of guy. This game isn't really all about auto attacks. From what I've told, or what I can see, there are hypothetically, technically auto attacks, but they're really, you don't want to use them because they're useless. So as you do things, you will see on the bottom right, it will kind of tell you your status. So now we're at 100%. We're going to go back and put in this nice little case here. So as we can see right now, we have 2 abilities. We have Stance Onslaught, which increases damage done, reduces resistances, activating it, prevents kinetic energy decay, increases damage dealt. This is all different class stuff, so depending on which class you take will be different.
Scientists search for answers. Did you get some? I hope so for you.
So now we report back to the Emperor. Hope you're timing me.
What have you discovered?
Purity shall prevail.
Nothing less from one such as you.
Now, it allows you to communicate with C. So a lot of the quests you can turn in while you're doing it, which is actually an awesome feature that this game allows you to do because it basically ends up saving a lot of time. So now I'm going to have to end up talking to a bunch of stuff, which again is kind of just, I feel like, busy work. Cool thing I want to point out though is if you ever get lost or anything, if you just click this button, it will show you an arrow of where you have to go. Some of the quests are a little bit more generic, I guess you could say, and or like it shows you the general area, so it doesn't necessarily tell you where specifically. But most of the time, it will tell you. So this shows me over there. It also usually tells you how far it is as well. So it's a huge help when you're actually like out in the game exploring, trying to decide where you want to go next. You can kind of click all the buttons and kind of see where you're going and where you need to be.
All who keep the faith are welcome here.
So that was the quest. That's the main quest. Now this is actually the settler quest. So you can see the settler icon above her. We're going to talk to her. Basically, long story short, she wants us to start doing settler stuff. So settlers are all about basically, well, settling the path. So we're gearing up or getting ready for, conquering Nexus or what have you. So we have to go around collecting resources. With those resources, we're able to actually build things, and those things end up helping our fellow mates. So here's the resource depot. We're going to put the Vigilant Choir there. We're going to build it. Boom, it's built. Okay. Now, once you actually get into the game, I like Settler the most because you actually end up building buff stations where other people, not just yourself, can go and they can buff themselves, whether it's 10% XP or what have you, but it's actually really cool. All the paths are really cool. Some of them I feel take a little bit more time than others. I feel like everyone's going to try to be a soldier. I don't know how correct that is or not, but I personally don't like this soldier path because, to be honest with you, they have these freaking like wave missions where you have to like basically stay in this area and defend these waves, but you don't get any actual XP from these waves. It's all just path XP, and it's extremely bothersome. So here's the next area. So Artemis is in. She's some sort of celebrity. So this is where we get our first level. And the announcer's funny. Flip the pants, talk to her again. She's gonna want you to again run around and do a whole bunch of nothing. I mean, I don't know. Part of this is probably for the story and whatnot, but at the same time, it's kind of like, again, doing this for the 10th time. It's getting a little bit repetitive and really just not useful at all, to be honest. Oh. Lore ever unlocks, you can go ahead and open it up. Now, if you think I'm missing something or thinking I'm going too fast or whatever, just, you might want to stay tuned. Maybe check out the second video just because there's going to be certain things I'm just simply not going to cover in this one simply because you don't need to know about, for instance, action bars when you're level 2. So I'll cover them in the next video. So here we go. Just talk to these random people. A lot of busy work, just a lot of busy work, but you can really get it down to a science. Now I have to talk to these bloody cameras. And I think you could see how confusing this all could be if this is your first time. You might not even be like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, there's like these cogs everywhere, and those aren't the actual ones you need to talk to. Those are just interaction cogs and stuff. Now we're going to have another cutscene. Whoa.
I would hear you, citizen. I sense greatness.
And now we are off to the combat training. This is another part of this early nice little walkthrough or tutorial that I'm a little bit upset about. I mean, so far, what have they really accomplished? They've showed us a little bit about combat I should say, and they've done a lot about really just walking around and experiencing things. So they give you a shield for your first time, which then you can talk to Mr. Warbringer, who is basically going to put you through a series of trials. Now, these series of trials are going to be basically do this, do that, do this, do this, do that. And then inside of all those trials, you're going to have to end up basically just killing a few things. It's really just, again, a lot more busy work. But again, it can take a lot of time if you don't know what you're doing. So before we jump in one of those simulators, I'm going to go ahead and pick up some of these resources. So I can show you one of these kind of buffing type machines. Okay. So we can do run boost or hologram knockdown. Let's do run boost. We go inside, we use it, and now we got a buff for 20 minutes. So now I still have to get enough for the other one, but we'll go ahead and work on that in a little bit. So this is our first little area. Very basic combat. All it really wants to do is kill a couple of these guys and then set up a bomb. So as you can see, if I minimize that settler path, 0% of gray neck holograms have been killed. If I kill him, it'll give me 33%. Now, as you progress through the game, you'll notice that there's a lot of kill quests like that. However, they put a slightly different twist on it by having certain mobs in that kill quest give you different percentages. So, as you can see, this one is a weak creature. You might find one that's ranked equal or ranked tough that you would really need a group to do. And that's pretty cool, because if you kill the one with a group, it's actually going to be worth more as far as that percentage, and you'll complete the quest faster, if you will. So it's pretty interesting. Okay. So as I'm running between areas here, the bottom right is kind of where you have your quests, as I said before. If you click on it, it kind of shows your next area. Now your path is actually right down here, and you can click on this button to expand it. So you can see that we already completed Songs of Worship, which is what we did in the other room. And now I have 1 out of 2 of the expansions. So let's see if I can do the other one. I don't have enough. I need 1 more. So we'll find that one somewhere in our adventures here, and we'll pick it up. Off to the next room here. Oh, look at that guy right there. It was also funny watching these MMOs and listening to people complain or whatever about them. This guy's saying down there, this game straight out 2004. I don't know about that, buddy. So I had to kill all those guys. Again, in this little area, you can't like out-level this area. You can't do anything. You only get XP from questing. So it's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is, I suppose. As you can see, I've already got another ability as well. Power Strike. Which again, this isn't necessarily just about the warrior. I'm kind of just focusing over on the game itself. So now we're down here. We're going to go back to the next room. While we're doing that, I will equip my boots. We should actually have enough for the good old other buff. Oh man, my run boost already went away. The buffs in the actual game last a lot longer, and what I mean by that is this little machines last longer. And here I think they just kind of all leave so quickly just so people understand how to play the game. But yeah, so it gives you a couple skills while you're in here and everything. You know, once you get out in the real world, you'll have to buy them. And again, in the next video, I'll kind of show you a little bit more about that. So in this area, what we have to do is we have to knock, or we have to post eviction notice. Again, just a lot of busy work. And you would think we wouldn't need this much hand-holding to, jeez. We need this much hand-holding just to get to know the game. One comment I will say is it does seem like, because this game is so kind of AoE driven, movement driven, range driven, the Stalker and the Warrior, the 2 melee classes, are actually extremely strong, like extremely strong. You just can't go toe to toe with them, which to me is a little strange. I mean, I haven't played like any endgame PvP or anything like that yet, but the PvP I have played, the Warrior and the Stalker are just extremely strong, brutally offensive, classes. Now, to be fair, everyone and their brother has stuns, snares, blinks, so it's hard for them to hit you, but inevitably you're not going to be able to run forever. So I feel like they do kind of have somewhat of an upper hand in the game, to be honest. Warrior specifically, because Warriors seem to just be the get up in your face, do the damage, and just ruin your day. Whereas the Stalkers are more or less kind of like, they're a lot more position driven. So it's like, yeah, if you're able to stay stealth, if you're able to actually get the backstab off, you're going to do a lot of damage, but it's not going to be easy to do that. Just some info I'd like to share with you guys. So this quest is all about burning down trees. I mean, this is kind of brutal, but it is what it is. And again, of course, once you do it, things attack you. Alright, one more.
Heed my words and do your duty.
I can tell that this game, I'm pretty sure this game is going to be a very successful game. It doesn't feel like it's doomed like I feel like so many of the other MMOs on release or on launch felt. Inevitably, I felt, you know, like ESO was just not at the right level for an MMO. You know, Warhammer Online had its own issues. I mean, when you think of every MMO that people call WoW killers, or even people that bring to the forefront, they just really don't have what it takes. I mean, look at Rift, though. I mean, Rift was, in my opinion, a great MMO, and at least it's still going. Am I even going the right way? No, I'm just babbling. So you run this way, that's going to be 60 seconds off my time. But Rift was a great MMO, and it did some things differently. It did some things the same, but you know, it's still going decently strong. So I think a game like this is really going to be able to stay in the scene. There's a lot of naysayers out there, though. A lot of people say there's not enough hype behind it. There wasn't enough advertising behind it. I mean, this game is solid, though. I mean, mechanically, this game is solid. They're doing pretty much everything they need to do to make this game right. I do have some issues with the overall optimization / some of the areas, some of the zones. Like right now I'm getting 30 FPS, which in an MMO is not bad. I mean, it's whatever, but there's some of the zones that you go to that are, you know, I'm getting like 10 FPS, and it's not based off of my system or anything. My system can more than enough handle it. It's just the zones or really just the game itself is just not optimized properly. However, the good news with that is basically it doesn't last. So if you jump into PvP, I get straight 60 FPS. So I mean, in the right areas, they know what they're doing to make sure that there is no gameplay lag or anything. So once you kill this little boss guy here, you're just gonna jump in this teleporter, and now we get to go talk to the Emperor. But in reality, it's just I got another freaking like hologram thing. Oh, and everyone's cheering us on because of course we are a BA. There's always things over there. Like, you can go over here and we can read it. But I mean, it's whatever. Some people like RP, some people don't. It's, I guess, really your cup of tea. Again, we'll skip this.
I'm surprised as to how much you've managed to
deduce. It's one too many skips. Talk to
everything.
this chick again. Oh, we get to make comments. Was the quest Emperor really? Was not fun at all. It was definitely too easy. Was it worth it? Well, I mean, it was worth it because if I didn't do it, I wouldn't be able to get on with my life. So let's go ahead.
Just yet.
Oh man! Whoa! Hello. I guess we found a bug here. I'm like running to the side. There we go. Jeez, that was weird. Here's another cool thing about the Southers is sometimes you're able to have these little buddies just kind of pop up, and then you get a nice little 5-minute reputation from kills increase for a while. So throughout the world, you'll see little areas where you can kind of, you know, craft, not necessarily craft, but expand or build things. So as you see, we're level 2. We're about to hit level 3 here in a second here. Talk to that guy. Open this thing up. Talk to her. Boom. Don't really get to hear anything in that one because of the stupid Axis is just talking. So at this point, you have kind of the biggest option. Okay, so you want to go speak with Warzinger, Singa, yada yada, right there. So you can do basically 2 options. You can go to the Crimson Isle, which my second video is going to show you the Crimson Isle, or you can go to where this guy wants to take you, which is Levian Bay, whatever you want to call it. Let's repair this just because I feel like repairing it. Oh, how nice, it's a spike. So I feel like Crimson Isle is a little bit more straightforward. I feel like it's a little bit, I don't know, I find more enjoyment and more fun in Crimson Bay. I feel like it's a little bit easier to level up through. So if you're looking to actually, not necessarily power level, but really get some good leveling in. This might be easier for you, so we're gonna go ahead and... Come on. Is he gonna make me go over there? Oh, there you go. I don't know how to friggin... This guy should take me. It's because I didn't click something right. Yep, I didn't click this thing. Look at me. Just wasting time. Go! Are you kidding me, guys? Are you kidding me? Well, I guess we're gonna go Crimson Isle this way. Just disregard these last few minutes, guys. Just disregard. What all you really need to know is you get the option to where you want to go. Let's see what this wants to do with us. Savage Coast. Yes, we want to go to the Crimson Isle. Thank you. Oh boy.
Attack ship Zeta. You have clearance to launch.
I'm so glad. Skip this stuff. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, make sure you visit your home and get your daily buff, guys. For sure. Stay tuned for more content on that.
You approach the Crimson Isle.
Yes, we approach the Crimson Isle. So here's the Crimson Isle. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.